Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Comcast Newsmakers. Right now I'm talking with Millie Burns. She is the Deputy Chief of Programs for Catholic Charities of the East Bay, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
We were talking before we came on about violence against families and children, but before we get into that, as Deputy Chief of Programs, what is your responsibility?
This year I'm responsible for the agency's mental health, youth, and restorative justice services.
How many different programs does Catholic Charities of the East Bay have?
And I think this year we have 20 to 21.
Can you give me an example of some of the kinds of things that they do?
Oh, sure. We do refugee resettlement and employment services. We have legal immigration services. We have, of course, our mental health services are all focused on people who've been affected by violence, children, youth, and families. And then we have our new restorative justice initiatives that are really fighting to improve children's outcomes, especially in schools and through the juvenile justice system.
So what exactly is restorative justice for youth?
Restorative justice is a philosophy, it's an approach that really is grounded in the understanding that when we have healthy, supportive, respectful relationships, when we deal with each other with respect, and we do with instead of doing to, we can better resolve conflicts, we can better learn, grieve, celebrate together. So that philosophy has been articulated in a number of practices. Right now, we're focusing on schools, on transforming the way we respond to children's misbehavior, just wrongdoing.
So is this kind of anti-bullying? Because there's a lot of talk now about bullying in schools.
It encompasses that, but it goes beyond. What we want to change are the harsh, punitive, disciplinary practices that are pushing our children out of school and fueling the school-to-prison pipeline.
Now, this is a surprise to me that there's harsh discipline taking place in the schools, because I thought that that kind of thing had been outlawed.
Well, the definition of harsh has probably changed on us. Now we're talking about suspensions, expulsions, and school-based arrests that are disproportionately affecting African American and Latino children, but have the net result of disengaging and disconnecting children. We have better ways of doing things, and if we can bring, once a child is suspended, they go into this really high-risk category for high school dropout, for involvement in the adult and juvenile justice system, and lifelong problems with poverty and all sorts of other things. We now better understand the harm that's been done. So we're moving away from the zero-tolerance policies into practices that re-embrace our children, that encourage them to step up and be accountable when they've done something wrong, and then work very deliberately and very responsibly to repair that wrong. Then coming together as a community, how do we support this young person, addressing the root causes of what the problem was so they don't have to do that anymore.
So now, a lot of times when a child is acting out, it's because there's nobody at home to correct him. So what do you do in a case like that?
We create a community of support. We go back to the understanding, and then it's kind of a understanding that not only does it take a village, but if you listen to any successful person, think about the awards programs you've heard, the athletes, the actresses, they all point to that one person, that coach, that teacher, that grandparent who was there for them. We create those relationships in restorative communities, and that's what we're doing in our schools.
Well, if someone wants to get involved or wants to know more about your program, what should they do?
Oh, they should call or email me.
Okay, and that is?
That's Millie Burns at 768-3188 or mburns@cceb.org, or just pick the phone up and call Catholic Charities of the East Bay and ask for Millie.
All right, Millie, you've got a lot of work to do, I'm sure, because there's probably a lot of people listening right now who say, take my kid, please, and do something with it.
Well, it's working. We've been working in Richmond High School, and suspensions are down 63%.
Okay. We're out of time, but thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by as well, and I hope I'll see you again next time on another edition of Comcast Newsmakers.